Romania, 1965.
A new chapter unfolds as Nicolae Ceausescu rises to power, marking the beginning of a regime that would plunge the nation into years of fear, control, and oppression. But who was Ceausescu, and how did his vision of communism shape Romania? Ceausescu's journey began within the Romanian Communist Party, where he swiftly climbed the ranks. After the death of Gheorghe Georgedej in 1965, Ceausescu seized the opportunity and became the General Secretary of the Communist Party. Promising reform and a break from Soviet dominance, Ceausescu initially garnered significant support both domestically and internationally. Ceausescu's charisma and diplomatic efforts positioned him as a unique figure in the Eastern Bloc. He visited Western countries and received state honors, portraying Romania as an independent socialist state. Ceausescu's early years were marked by policies that appeared to distance Romania from Soviet influence. He sought to build a more autonomous socialist state, often clashing with Moscow. His defiance was celebrated. Romania was seen as a beacon of hope in the Eastern Bloc, but this independence was largely an illusion, masking the harsh realities of Ceausescu's domestic policies. Central to Ceausescu's rule was the cult of personality. He positioned himself and his wife Elena as the saviors of Romania, omnipresent in media and public life. Propaganda was omnipresent. Schools, towns, and even scientific achievements were credited to the Ceausescus, creating an atmosphere of idolization and fear. Despite early economic gains, Ceausescu's ambitious projects and mismanagement led to severe economic decline. The construction of the Palace of the Parliament, one of the world's largest buildings, drained national resources. Meanwhile, austerity measures crippled the population. Food, electricity, and basic necessities were rationed as Romania exported much of its production to pay off foreign debts. Daily life for Romanians became a struggle for survival. The regime's grandiose projects stood in stark contrast to the impoverished conditions of the people. To maintain control, Ceausescu relied heavily on the Securitate, Romania's secret police. This feared organization monitored, intimidated, and eliminated any dissent. Tens of thousands were imprisoned, tortured, or executed. The regime's grip on power was absolute, with even casual conversations becoming potential grounds for arrest. Surveillance was pervasive. Neighbors, colleagues, even family members could not be trusted, as informants were everywhere, feeding the regime's insatiable appetite for control. Ceausescu's social policies aimed to mold the perfect socialist citizen. Education and healthcare were heavily propagandized, focusing on loyalty to the regime. Children were indoctrinated from a young age, with school curriculums emphasizing communist ideology and the greatness of the Ceausescus. Creativity was stifled. Censorship was rampant, and any form of dissenting art or literature was swiftly banned. The cultural landscape became a monotonous echo of the regime's ideals. By 1989, the Romanian people had reached their breaking point. Inspired by the wave of revolutions sweeping Eastern Europe, protests erupted across the country. Ceausescu's final speech was interrupted by jeers and boos, a shocking turn for the dictator. As the revolution gained momentum, the Ceausescus attempted to flee but were captured. On December 25, 1989, Nicolae and Elena Ceausescu were executed after a swift trial, symbolizing the end of an era. Their downfall was both swift and brutal, reflecting the people's pent-up fury and desire for change. Ceausescu's regime left deep scars on Romania, but it also sparked a powerful desire for freedom and change. Today, Romania continues to heal and grow, remembering the past to build a better future. Romanians today strive to learn from their history. Museums, documentaries, and educational programs ensure that the memories of Ceausescu's regime are preserved, reminding future generations of the cost of tyranny.